Lads, the 26-27 football season is falling upon us as we speak. It's only like 3 or 4 days from, actually starting now, and I don't know about you, but I'm super excited. We only have to wait like 1.5 months for, actual football to be back, but, I'm so ready, man. So, I think it's only right that I do my Premier League predictions. I always do this every year. I never post it publicly though because this is the first season where I've actually had a YouTube channel to post it on. So I just think I want to get right into it because I'm super excited. Hopefully I can show off my really good ball knowledge here. Okay, so in last place I think it's going to be Ipswich. I mean, I have, already made like my list, a few days ago. But I did just see today that they have signed Enciso from Strasbourg, and I do have to say I did really like Enciso in the World Cup for Paraguay. I thought he had a pretty decent World Cup. I could say, Ipswich actually doing pretty well now, but I think I will just stick with putting them 20th because obviously I have to move a lot of things if I move Ipswich. And in 18th, I'm going to be putting Coventry. I mean, the only real reason for this is because of Frank Lampard. I heard that the Coventry fans really do like him. They rate him quite a lot. I also know they had a very good championship season last season, finishing like 90-something points, which is nothing to really scoff at. The only thing is though, I don't really know who they brought in at all, or any of their like existing players last season. I feel like they can, pull up with a few decent results. However, I think that 19th is where they'll be ending up. And now, I don't want to be boring and put all of the relegation teams all of the promoted teams in the relegation zone. So I'm going to have to pick from one of these teams other than Hull to put there. And honestly, I don't really know how much I, really see it happening. But I'm going to say Leeds, unfortunately, get relegated. So yeah, Leeds, I'm not really too confident on this one at all. I feel like Leeds are quite a good side. They definitely overperformed last season. I mean, they were a little bit in a relegation fight last season. But in January, February times, Dominic Calvert-Lewin went on like an absolute amazing run, scoring heaps of goals, during to both Liverpool and Chelsea, I think. Maybe even winning against Chelsea, I'm not really too sure. But yeah, I think Leeds has had a really good season last season. But the only thing is, I'm not really sold on Daniel Farke for them at all. I mean, he got Norwich relegated like twice. I feel like it's his time to now get Leeds relegated as well. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, sit around here and say that Hull City are going to do, like, amazing things like Sunderland did last season. No, I think Hull City, let's be honest, probably will get relegated. But the only thing, making me, want them to, stay up is the new arrival of Lucas Harrington, the young Australian centre-back. So obviously, if you couldn't tell, I am Australian, as you can see by the signed Tim Cahill jersey up there. But yeah, I mean, I really like Lucas Harrington. I think he's a really good player. I saw links like Barcelona and stuff like that, just after the World Cup. Obviously, I think it is best that he doesn't, jump, straight into a top club right away. But yeah, I think if Hull City do get relegated, however, I think he will secure himself a pretty decent move. But yeah, man, I don't see Hull City doing anything too special, but I'll keep them safe. And, just above them, it was a bit hard. There's a few teams I wanted to pick from, but I think I'm going to end up going with Everton. Everton, I mean, there's really not just much going on with them. They've kept David Moyes, who I think is a pretty decent manager, but they haven't really sorted out their striker situation at all. Beto and Barry have really not done all too much, at their time at Everton. Beto has shown a little bit more, but I still wouldn't be too confident going into the season with him starting every game. They do have some cool players as well, like Dibbling. Didn't really get to see him too much last season. Maybe he'll get, a bit of a run this season. And then Jack Grealish, I'm pretty sure, has also gone back to City, or I don't even know, to be fair, where he's gone. Dewsbury Hall is a pretty good player. James Garner is good as well. But I don't know. They didn't have a good end to the season last season, and I can definitely see them carrying that form into this season as well. And now for 15th position we're gonna be choosing a team that finished 15th last season as well, and that is gonna be Crystal Palace. Obviously they have lost Oliver Glasner, which is a massive blow. But I don't think it's gonna, hurt them too much in their league sense, because they still do have Mateta, who, could be good this season, but he could also, stink it up this season, I think. I mean, just thinking back to the end of last season, I don't think Mateta really did anything past January times. And they do have Strand Larson as well, who is a decent player, but I don't think they're really pushing, for anything with him. And obviously they've lost a lot of their defense, Lacroix has gone as well. But I mean, yeah, I do think that Crystal Palace have a decent project going on. They still have Adam Wharton and Ismail Assar, so I feel like they are at least, safe from relegation. And a team that was battling relegation last season was Nottingham Forest, and now we're going to be putting them up into the 14th spot. I mean, now they have Oliver Glasner, I feel like they are going to, be pretty good. But I think it will take a little bit of time for, Glasner to really get this team going. I do feel like the players he has got at his disposal really does suit his system. Ola Aina is really good. They've also got 3 good centre-backs in Mario, Milinkovic, and that new guy, Diamonde. And, obviously when you've got Morgan Gibbs-White, you're pretty much set, for a decent season at least. And now we are moving on to 13th, and we're going to go for a little bit of a drop-off with Brentford. So Brentford obviously finished 9th last season, and unfortunately I don't really see them, finishing that high this season. They haven't really, changed much with their team. It's pretty much stayed exactly the same, I think. I think they've actually got one player like Sangari, but I'm not going to lie to you and say that I know much about him. But yeah, man, I don't see Brentford really dropping, at all. But I do see some teams, that were below them last season, finishing higher this season. I think Brighton are going to finish in 12th this season. There's a few factors going into this. One is that they are in the Conference League this season. I mean, they could very much rotate for a lot of that competition, but I don't really think Brighton have, the best squad depth in the Prem, so it might be a little bit challenging for them. But yeah, I mean, they haven't really, again, changed the squad up too much. They have sold Van Heck to Tottenham, but they have replaced him with Vuskovic, who is, also a very good player, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. They haven't really moved up, they haven't really moved down. So I will, just move them down a little bit because they're in the Conference League. So yeah, they're going from, I think, 8th last season to 12th this season. And now, just ahead of them, I'm going to put Fulham. And, I don't know, Fulham I feel like are a very weird team this season. Obviously, Marco Silva has now gone after a very decent tenure at the club. And now he has been replaced with Arbeloa of ex-Real Madrid manager. And along with him, he is bringing in a couple youngsters from Real Madrid as well. Most notably, Gonzalo Garcia, who lit it up at the Club World Cup 2 years ago now. Was it 1 year ago? And yeah, I mean, Gonzalo Garcia, I am very excited to see in the Premier League next season. Hopefully he does well. I think he definitely can do. But I mean, yeah. I don't know, Fulham I feel like could, really do anything next season. So I'm just going to put them mid-table because they've been kind of finishing around there quite often the last few seasons. And now onto a team that definitely did not finish mid-table last season, Bournemouth. Yeah, I feel like Bournemouth is going to finish 10th this season. They haven't really lost too much this year compared to last year. Obviously, they've lost Iraola, their manager, to Liverpool. And they've also lost Senesi to Tottenham. But I feel like, Bournemouth always, have a backup plan. Like, as we saw last season, they lost so many good players like Semenyo, Huijsen, Kerkez, Zabani as well. But they only managed to do better than they did the season prior. So I don't think they're going to do that again this season because obviously Iraola's gone. Iraola was a very big reason as to why they did so good. But I still have a Krupi, who I think is injured for a little bit actually, and also Ryan and Alex Scott, along with a few other players as well, that I feel like will be able to, keep Bournemouth staying pretty strong. But I feel like, with Europe, they won't be able to, push as much in the Premier League. But and now let me move on to Newcastle United. So obviously, Newcastle United had a pretty bad season last season. Believe they finished 13th, and they've only gone ahead and lost Anthony Gordon, Bruno Guimaraes, and also Sandro Tonali. So you would not. So I wouldn't complain if you actually put them lower than 13th. So but I don't know. I feel like they're going to finish 9th this season, not have a very special season, but I don't think they're going to, struggle too much. A big, part of why they did so poor last year was because they were in the Champions League. This season, they have no Europe at all, so I think that could help them. And they've also got still lots and lots of good players, like Walter Mata, Harvey Barnes, and, Australia as well, I feel like, can be good. And, last season they also bring in a lot of their big signings at, the end of the window. So I am fully expecting to see something like that happen again because, they just got like 240 million in sales. Like, they've got to spend that somehow. And now into the 8th position, who, should be getting Conference League football, we have got Sunderland. So yeah, Sunderland are going to be going from playing in the Europa League this season to the Conference League next season, I believe. I don't really think that the Conference League, the Europa League is going to have too much of a toll on Sunderland, mainly because I don't think they're going to perform too well in that competition. I feel like they're going to be knocked out very, very early on, and I feel like they're going to focus a lot more on the Premier League. So yeah, I feel like players like Robbie is going to have like an exceptional season this season. Hopefully, he does, really, really well. I also feel like Xhaka is, going to turn up once again this season. And, they haven't really signed anyone new. But I still really dig Sunderland as a side. I feel like they're still going to be a very, very strong side. And now, in the 7th position, we're going to have Aston Villa. So obviously Aston Villa are another weird team. Like Emery, I rate so highly. He's a very, very good manager. And obviously they've also lost quite a number of good players like Yuri Tielemans and Morgan Rogers. But it does have to be said, they have replaced them with, pretty decent players. João Gomez, for the midfield position, I think is alright. And Manzambi, we all saw him at the World Cup. He was really good there. But I feel like he could, be, as good as Morgan Rogers in a few years' time. I just don't really think it's going to be this season. And obviously that Majo kid, I really, really think is going to be good this season. He's my breakout player of the season, and also my young player of the Premier League as well. And now into the 6th position, we are going to put one of the top 6, Chelsea, in here. So and you might be wondering why I'm putting Chelsea in 6 when, they've got no Europe next season. And that is down to just a few things. One of them being that, obviously Xabi Alonso has just, moved to the club. And, he's got like 40-something players that he, has to choose from for a starting 11. Which is a good thing in a way. He has lots of options. But it also means that it's going to take him so much longer to, find a system that's really going to suit, this squad. I don't really rate their signings too much. Like, sure, Palestra is a pretty good signing. Rogers should hopefully be a very good signing. But I just don't really see the point in, the Danny Welbeck or the Jordan Henderson appointments. Like, that makes no sense to me at all. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be an improvement this season, but I still don't really know if Chelsea fans are going to really be happy with that. And now into the 5th position, we're actually going to put Spurs, who have just come off the back of finishing 17th the last 2 seasons in a row. but now they are officially not playing in any European competition, and I feel like that could help them in a way. But I also really think De Zerbi is a decent manager. Like, as soon as he came in at the end of last season, Tottenham's performances definitely got a lot better. Not, a lot better, but I think now that under a full pre-season, and, the signings they've got, like Tonali and Van Heck and Senesi as well, I feel like it's going to make Tottenham a very good, well, maybe a very decent side coming into this season. And now in fourth position, it is between three of these clubs here. I'm sure you know which three I'm talking about, but I think I'm ultimately going to decide on Man City being my fourth place team for this upcoming season. I mean, we all saw them play in the Community Shield. It was not a great showing from them whatsoever. Haaland didn't really play too well. Elliot Anderson didn't really live up to the $120 million price tag. But I still, have hope for Maresca to, turn things around. I feel like it'll be, a tricky start to the season with Haaland definitely needing to, be hard carrying this team. But I feel like by, January, February, I feel like they can, be one of the best teams in the league by the end of it. But no, I feel like fourth place is, a safe spot to put them in for this season. And now in third place, I feel like it's going to be pretty obvious. I'm putting Manchester United in here. Obviously, they had no Europe last season, which really, really helped them, fully focus on the Prem and, finish third overall. Hopefully they don't, try and bottle the first round of the FA Cup like they did last season. But, I mean, I still feel like Man United have a good project going on. Like Bruno Fernandes, I mean, I don't think he's going to really replicate what he did last season, but I feel like he's still going to, be pretty good. And then Šeško, I feel like, could easily improve this season, and Bremer and Cunha are, going into the second seasons at the club, so I feel like that's going to be good for them as well. And, they've also got a lot of good new signings like Santos, Tielemans, and Edison, which, really makes me think that I feel like it's definitely a new chapter for Manchester United. And now, I think we're just going to skip second place for now, because obviously you all want to know who I'm going to be putting first. Yeah, there's no surprises there. I think Arsenal are going to be champions yet again. They're going to go back to back. There's a lot of reasons for this. One, every other team in, the top 6 has, gone through some sort of a change, or in United's case, I don't really think is, ready to challenge for the title yet. And Arsenal have only gotten, stronger as well. Like Zolis, I wasn't originally, 100% convinced in him. But after, watching his, highlights in the Community Shield match, I feel like he could be a very good player for them. And also, Bruno G. I know he didn't have the best game against City, but, I still think he's a very top player. I'd be very surprised if he flops this season. And then, yeah, obviously I'm putting Liverpool second. Unfortunately, I don't think we're winning the league. I don't think we're, even gonna, really come close to it, to be honest. I'm still not 100% sold on Iraola. Definitely that last Como game definitely showed some promising signs. Like Frimpong, I feel like played pretty well. Jaquet looked very, very, very composed on the ball. Hopefully he can bring that into the league next season. And honestly, we all know how good he was at Bournemouth, so I really shouldn't have my reservations about him. But I still feel like there's still been lots of change at the club. With the likes of Sola and Robertson leaving as well. So I feel like it's going to be a transition season. But I definitely would not be surprised if we, start off the season really well. Or even, go on to win the thing next season. So yeah, these are my predictions. I'm not really confident on a lot of these. Especially the Leeds shout. The Everton shout. I feel like they could maybe finish a bit higher as well. Same with Newcastle and Sunderland. I feel like they could both easily finish higher or lower. Bournemouth, no, I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, no, I'm pretty happy with the rest of it. Maybe Ipswich could get moved up 1 or 2 places, and obviously Hull City could get relegated. But, I want to be a bit different, and I also want them to stay up. So yeah, that's enough yapping Let me know what you think your at least top 5 or 6 is going to be, and also who you think's going to get relegated. And if you have the time, maybe even drop your entire table in the comments below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.